spot for it. Kind of see myself, see me power. Let's use that then. You should see how cheap an Ibra here. Oh. Those together. Got the companion app on here. Oh. Ooh, sugar butties. Wonder. There. Oops. Oh. What's that? Oh, it's a bloody thing there. So I'll give it something like that instead. That might be a bit better. Oh. Let's try that one. Socky socks. Oh, can't be arsed today. Full of steak. And cake. And a sausage roll. Oh. Free coffee. I'm buzzing off my chops. So I feel dead jittery. I think I'm going to be able to cut through that with 2 bob bits at some point. But I need to do an hour and a half. I can't be asked doing the race today, so I'm just going to do a climb for an hour and a half and then hoot all along. This is supposed to be a perceived effort of 3 out of 10, is it? So I could do with something to watch. Where's Amber? I'll put that on the WAN show.
What's up? Happy Friday and welcome to the WAN Show. We've got a great show lined up for you this week, but that's what we say every week. But this time I actually mean it. YouTube has announced a spam crackdown, and coincidentally,
So have you.
so have I.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about that later on. Also, oh wow.
Right.
Really? Really? Twitter blocked Jerry Rig Everything?
Yep.
Along with journalists who have covered Elon in the past, particularly Elon Jet, also the Elon Jet account. So we'll be talking about the 180-degree about-face that Elon Musk has done on his whole freedom of speech absolutionist thing that he said and never really demonstrated any commitment to. What else we got?
Yeah. Which one of these should I do?
What, you don't like this one?
Which one is this?
The one I highlighted. Come on, that's awesome.
Okay, TikTok takes on YouTube with experimental landscape video feature.
Take that. We got landscape now. Boom, 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 boom. Now we've got landscape with copyrighted music we're not paying licensing fees for. Wow.
Yeah. Also, Linus is going to rant about apps that copy-paste metadata along with text.
Yeah, because it's stupid. The show is brought today by OVH Cloud, MSI, and Zoho One. let's go ahead and jump right into YouTube announces spam crackdown. On Wednesday, YouTube announced that they will be dealing with the scourge of spam comments, profile pics, and posting emoji-filled prize-winning lies. That's right. They are finally doing something. I mean, they've been doing something for a while, but they're like.
What do you mean? They removed the diss button.
Okay, I mean, but no.
Problem solved.
No, but like even live chat is apparently getting improved bot detection, for example,
Oh, wow.
which is actually kind of exciting because I don't know if you guys realize this, especially those of you who are watching on YouTube, but I do not look at the YouTube chat at all. I mean, you guys see me screen share, and how often, if ever, do you even see this window open? Do you ever see this window? What that means is I am not looking at the YouTube chat because it moves so fast. It is full of absolute garbage. And do I need any other reasons?
No.
Other than that?
No,
Other
that's
than
good enough.
It moves really
Yeah.
fast and it's full of garbage. It's fast garbage.
Yeah, Twitch's like loading in chunks is actually kind of helpful because once it loads a bunch, it
Yeah.
pauses for a second.
It's slow garbage.
You can actually read.
And then there's floatplane, which is quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, maybe that's going to change. So YouTube will be implementing improved spam detection on video comments. As spammers change their tactics, our machine learning models are improving to better detect new types of spam, so that's good. They're working on improved bot detection in live chat, and they are okay, cool. So this is the controversial part. This is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Because up until now, as far as I can tell, a machine learning chat moderator or comment moderator was only able to remove a comment. But the real change in capabilities is that they will now be able to issue warnings and timeouts to users. So if you leave abusive comments, an actual bot will be able to issue you a 24-hour timeout. What do you think of that? Bot moderators that will not only remove a comment or hold for moderation, but actually take moderator actions.
Can you turn it off?
As far as I can tell, the plan is to implement these features platform-wide without any kind of toggle for creators.
I would be far more comfortable with it if you could turn it off. Because then the vast majority of people could just leave it on and it would be fine. But then, like, remember when they were, I don't know exactly how to word this, but YouTube was reducing spread of anything that mentioned COVID at all.
Yes.
Those types of...
Well, it wasn't that okay, so hold on. It was that monetization was disabled on anything to do with
But
COVID.
doesn't that basically automatically mean when you're YouTube that you're not boosting those videos as much?
No, well, okay. So I've had this conversation with people high up enough at YouTube that they should at least know the right answers, whether they tell them to me or not.
Okay.
YouTube claims, swears up and down, that the monetization status of a video does not affect its reach.
They also swear up and down that they don't know how the algorithm fully works.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So how would
I
they
see
know
what you
this?
mean.
Because if they're telling the thing, like, we want you to find ways to make money, why would it promote demonetizing?
My
videos?
understanding, though, is that that is not a focus for the algorithmic inputs. The focuses for the
Watch
algorithmic inputs are not just watch time. Okay, so it used to be views. And then
Yeah.
things like likes and comments,
Interactions.
yeah, things like interactions started to play heavily into it as well. And then it evolved to watch time. That was the animation apocalypse, right? When YouTube started to emphasize watch time over view counts, because animation is so expensive to make per minute compared to something like VOD, or in particular something like long gameplay videos or streams, right? Then they kind of realized, well, okay, watch time is not the be all and end all, and for at least the last few years, their emphasis has been on satisfaction. That's the word that you can't talk to a YouTube employee for more than probably 10 minutes about the algorithm without them using it. Viewer satisfaction. So they take a number of signals for that. They take whether you watch the video through, right? Like how much of the video you watch, how you engage with it, commenting on it, liking it, for example. A big one for satisfaction is if you click on another video when you're done watching, if you click on another video from that creator, that's a really strong indicator for satisfaction. So if you want to be fed more of a certain creator or more of a certain kind of content, watch through a video, click on another one of their videos and watch that, and I pretty much promise you that your feed is going to be full of that kind of stuff. The other thing is that sometimes YouTube uses ad spots for things that are not ads, and you've probably seen this equipment. No, you have opinions, don't you? Okay, so one of the things that you will see if you're an ad-supported user is surveys. And they won't just ask you, did you like this video? Because that's what this button is for, right? And, you know, they've got 5 different settings, so you can tell exactly how much you liked it, anywhere from 1 star to 5 stars. That'd be a good idea, though. So
Like
that's,
2016.
yeah, that's what the thumbs up and thumbs down is for. So they'll ask you things like, how did this video make you feel? Right? Like you guys have probably seen this. So that is all so that they can gauge the user satisfaction. How much did this video satisfy you? Because the idea is that it's all about keeping you on the platform for as many hours of the day as humanly or, realistically, machinely possible.
Yeah.
We actually did an A/B test a while back where we took 2 similar videos. Actually, we did it a couple of times. So it was with a few different videos. But we took 2 videos that we expected to perform similarly and intentionally disabled monetization on them to see if, well, because my theory was that the one without monetization, given YouTube's desire for better satisfaction from viewers, I thought the one without monetization would actually perform better
Yeah.
than the one with
Because
monetization.
people would leave less.
Right. And so the reason that I cared about this was because sponsored videos will pay way more per view than an ad-supported video. So the idea was that if we had a fully sponsored video and we could boost its reach by simply disabling Google Ads, then that would be an obvious value add for the
Yeah.
sponsor. It would juice up our view counts, and it would mean that we could sell sponsored videos for more. So that was my whole plan, was I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe we can increase viewer satisfaction by removing Google Ads, ultimately increasing the value of our sponsored videos. But what we found every single time was that there did not appear to be any correlation whatsoever.
And I called BS on this previously.
Yeah, the really wild part. Is that what you're getting into?
Sort of.
Okay, call BS on
Okay,
BS
so
on-
I called BS on this previously because I said that if I'm ever on a device, which is annoyingly often, that I'm not logged into the one Google account that I have premium on, because there's no way I'm going to get premium on like 7 different Google accounts.
Yeah.
So if I'm ever logged in or it thinks that account is active or whatever, I will immediately leave because there's no way I'm watching an ad. But I think I understand now. There's an example that you're going to throw out that is really interesting, but I think
Yes.
I also understand. I think at this point, if you don't have
They're
premium-
missing context still.
There you go.
Okay, the really wild thing is that every time I talk to anyone from YouTube, they will swear up and down that ads do not affect retention or satisfaction.
Yeah.
Like even mid-roll ads. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but because we have baked in sponsor reads to our videos, we do not include mid-roll ads on our LTT content. And the reason for that is that from my point of view, I feel the same way as you. A mid-roll ad is a very strong, a very high friction
The lead point.
for me.
Yeah.
But they say that it doesn't affect retention, and one of the highest profile, the king of retention on the platform, Mr. Beast, I know enables mid-roll ads, puts them in liberally, lets Google just figure out the best place to put them, and just lets it do its thing. And somehow that works.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, so someone pointed out like, oh, that's just because you have another account to switch to. No, I said device. So if I'm on someone else's computer, if I'm on this laptop, I don't have my personal email because my YouTube Premium on my personal email. If I don't have my personal email logged into something, I just literally won't watch YouTube because of the ads. But thinking about that, I was like, oh, I will know that and not go to YouTube. Or I will know that, or not realize that, go to YouTube, get an ad, and immediately leave permanently. So I think if people are going to YouTube, they're expecting this. Oh, it's not going to make them leave an individual video. They're expecting ads.
It's also a totally different viewer. Like the demographics of a channel like Mr. Beast, for example, and our channel are going to be very different. In the same way that the demographics of like a super popular beauty channel or gaming channel or science channel. Actually, science and technology are not a bad example, but like a comedy channel. The demographics are going to be super different, and I think that among tech-savvy viewers, you might find that the way that we are conditioned to accept ads is not as much. So I don't want to generalize, but I think it's probably fair to say that among the tech-savvy audience, you are more likely to find people who engage in ad blocking, content piracy. You're more likely to find people who engage with new platforms. Like, I would say that the tech-savvy audience that's watching us right now was far more likely to subscribe to Netflix in the very early days than their mom, or their auntie, or their dad, or grandpa.
Those people are super tech-savvy as well, but yeah.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying, is like, I think that the tech-savvy audience's tolerance for advertising is probably lower because they've spent the last 20 years not absorbing as much advertising as the average viewer. Like, I go over to my in-laws' place, and the TV is on. You know, like, cable, like television. And I'm standing in front of it, and, you know, it's like, glowing object, like fire, you watch. You know, like, it draws you in, right?
Yeah.
Or there's something interesting on it. And then, you know, because it's like 30% advertising, something comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, ads have gotten like kind of funny these days. See you later. Like, that's it, I'm done. I'm out because I'm not conditioned to watch that. Whereas they'll just sit in front of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's a generational gap that I hadn't really like thought about in a while.
Yeah.
So maybe I mean, okay, here's something. TikTok, to my knowledge, doesn't have premium.
Okay. I have no idea.
Yeah, guys, you're gonna have to correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that there's just either you view ads on TikTok or that's it. Oh, that's actually a pretty good question.
What is TikTok Premium? TikTok Pro is an extended version of TikTok?
Apparently their ads are super trivial to skip though. So apparently they are super easy to...
Can you just like scroll past it?
But,
Ads can just be scrolled away, yeah.
Yeah, but someone's gonna watch it or they wouldn't even be able to keep the servers running. So I don't know. I can't explain this because I'm like you guys. I mean, I don't even see ads most of the time. Someone will be like...
How you do that is actually crazy. Okay, so he's gonna say this, and you guys are gonna go like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you just ignore him." No, like he literally somehow just mentally blocks it. I don't know how to describe. Oh man, I'm trying to like explain how
it washed out
on the website, like
It's quite hot at the moment.
interact and with the
Channel
rest of the
1.
experience, or like push things out of the way.
Another Blackmaster.
I don't know.
Great good.
I didn't see it. I'm like, it's like half the screen. Like,
Yeah, so
I
my heart isn't particularly
it's actually-
racing. Life
I
feels
do have a
fine.
threshold.
I just
I
think-
might have actually sent you the screenshot a little
Oh,
bit ago, but I
dehydrated.
opened up an article
I quite
where
a meal
on my
last
phone,
night.
my folded phone, like my
I think I'm just a
giant
bit-
phone screen, there was like
About-
2 lines of text that I
You know,
could
it's
read,
70%.
and the entire rest of the thing was ads.
And overall,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I think I did send you that,
So-
right? I was like, well, here's an
I think
article.
so.
Here's an
I could
argument
push harder,
behind
but
here.
I think for what I
And
need today, I think
In that case,
220
I was aware of the
hard,
ads,
so I won't push.
but I couldn't tell you what any of
Save the
them
lights
were
for tomorrow.
Right.
all I
Okay.
could see was my 2 lines of content, and I felt my
You're like,
annoyance that I had
you're
to
like
scroll
the
a lot.
mental ad blocking service was like getting overloaded. You're like, there's too much.
It's gotta be an ADD thing or something. Like hyper focus is apparently a thing.
Okay.
And so when I'm reading, I am reading.
And you go fast.
If you could find my grade 3-4 teacher, I had her for both years, and talk to her about Kid Linus, okay? That was a really, really bad speech.
Wow, I am amazed and surprised by this information.
Yeah, thanks for that. So, you know what would actually be a really funny stream? We should bring my
find these pretty
childhood
boring.
report cards onto the show someday. My dad kept them all.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so I have
Just
all my
about
report cards. And back in the day,
18 minutes,
I
17
don't know if they
minutes
still
in.
do it this way. I don't get report
That's
cards
what I
like
still
this, but I had letter grades,
Yeah.
effort grades,
Yeah.
and then maybe it was just the school I went to. They're very thorough. They would write like a page or 2 pages about you for every report card, or maybe it was just
We had paragraphs. So our report cards are similar in that way, and then we had paragraph sections under each topic.
got it.
So for like maths or sciences or whatever, you would have like a paragraph for each thing.
Well, I
We
got
can keep
pages.
it
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the
Maybe
things
free
that I
a
would
bit.
do in class is kind of like at the time I thought I was totally getting away with it. I thought nobody had any idea. But I would sit, you know the desks that you have in elementary school, right, with the storage in them?
A bar thing sort of
Okay,
thing.
with like the cubby inside. So I would prop a book
Let's get myself
in my cubby,
to the first corner
and I would sit in class.
and settle in.
I'd kind of slouch like this. I would just
I said to you,
read a novel.
let's see how I
It's not the worst. It's not the worst off topic.
by the time I get there.
No, but I'd have no idea what's going on.
It's still not the worst. It's not good.
So when there's a project, and instructions have been issued. Linus, are you gonna go get the construction pit? Oh, sorry, what? I would have no idea that anything else existed. The only thing that would penetrate my consciousness was math. Want to know why? Because anytime the teacher said something minus something, because I would think I heard my name.
Goodness, that's
I'd
so
realize,
funny.
no, it's just math. And I'd go back to my book.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, so, anywho,
Excuse me.
it's definitely, yeah, Twitch chat, yeah, hopefully Mom doesn't like look at this. It's definitely a sore spot with my wife, because when I'm like on my phone,
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
have,
yeah.
I mean, you know this.
Yep.
When I'm in a meeting, if I get sidetracked for a second,
He's gone.
I start reading something. How long would you say you can be talking before I finally acknowledge that I have not heard a word you said? It has to be repeated yourself.
It's not that bad in my opinion, but for a reason that probably won't make you that happy. Because it's not that bad because he will always interrupt you because he thinks whatever he's doing is probably more interesting or more
Corner
important.
one.
So if he's
Done.
reading something,
So,
he's probably going to want to share
19
the
to go.
information about what he's reading. So you learn pretty
I'm
quick
tired
he's
of
not
it,
paying
so.
attention because he's going to say something in the middle of you saying something. And it's just like, oh, okay, I guess we're talking about this now.
I wouldn't start reading it if it wasn't really important.
That's questionable. I think if you in that moment decide that you, even if the information is important, you just don't want it right now, you will sidetrack yourself with whatever.
Sometimes I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So you'll be like, I gotta read something else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't claim to be the world's most attentive person. I genuinely think that that's a huge part of my success, though. I wouldn't undo it for the world. Because it's one of the things that, like, makes it so that I can be in the middle of a conversation and, like, have an idea. Like, it's where I actually get a lot of my inspiration from. that I'm not really paying attention. I'm actually thinking about something else.
Have you, so weekly we have these meetings where I go over like what the dev communities are kind of doing and all that kind of stuff. You notice that I repeat stuff sometimes?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I've known him for a long time. So I will sometimes pick up on like he didn't get that at all. And sometimes I'll make a decision in the moment. And sometimes I'll be like sometimes I'll be like, you know what, honestly that wasn't like that important. I also write reports and send them out through email.
And I
So
do
I'm like,
read those.
but I know he reads those. So I'm like, if it wasn't that
Smiley.
important to know right now, or if I don't need a
Headphones.
response back, I'll just read it later. It'll be fine. And sometimes I'm like, no, I actually need like what he thinks about this or his
flywheel.
opinion or whatever. So I'll just say it
Killing
again. I'll wait until I'm like pretty sure you're done doing whatever you were doing, and then I'll just fire again. And I don't even bother go like, so I think you might have missed this, and it's like,
So the thing is, like, I kind of got that Gen Z multitasking
That's
energy,
too old.
but I do not have that Gen Z attentiveness energy.
Well, Ted isn't the way to
So
go.
I am single tasking 4 things at once.
Yeah.
1/4 of the quality. Oh no. Alright.
Someone said I lost it, but they said something along the lines of like we've just let your boxes alone. It's not even, that's not, I don't think that's fair. I don't think he's ignoring you.
No, I'm not.
He's just, that's why I said he'll talk to you about it, whatever it is. He's just on a different topic now, but he's on that topic now, still with you. So he'll bring you in, and you'll go on this little adventure for a while, and when he's ready to come back, you can just keep going. It's like, you are not off of the adventure. He's not ignoring. He's just, yeah. You are welcome to go with him. Oh man. Anyways, back to
Yeah, what are we supposed to be talking
we're
about?
way off of it. Like,
Yeah.
we're on YouTube.
Right.
Spam cracked up.
Yeah, so this was a coincidence. Oh, okay, hold on. We do have some discussion questions. How bad is comment spam in the experience? It's not a lot better. But I have still noticed some
Most of the
spam
replies
bots
are
breaking
fine.
through. Yeah. I've noticed I've noticed I'm still seeing some of the copy pasting highly uploaded comment with just like a
Seen a lot of
sexual profile picture and
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm still seeing fair bit of that. I've seen almost none of the WhatsApp bots though. Message me on
Yes.
WhatsApp with like
That is going a lot better.
yeah.
The one that you just mentioned, copy pasting a high level
Yeah.
comment, that I've seen a lot more, and I've seen it making small edits.
Oh, that I haven't noticed, but I've never gone and looked through the original.
All I know, I didn't particularly find the original. I just assumed that's what it was doing. But on a video fairly recently, I just said it before I think, the comment included my name, and I ended up finding like a huge amount of almost identically the same comment, and then some like blue profile photo. And I was like, what is this? And a lot of them were exactly the same, and the other ones would have like slight edits. It feels like maybe they like kind of merge two comments together somehow.
Right. Or
I'm not
maybe
sure
they're editing
exactly.
off of each other.
Maybe that. I don't 100% know what. But like really similar.
So,
It definitely does seem like it's
I can't do that.
I would like to see them. I think that
Yes,
timing
yeah.
out is a good middle ground. I don't agree with
Well, it
everything
started from the very bottom,
it
didn't
does,
it?
especially around
It's like
content moderation.
short for Sky or
But
something
I
like
think
that.
that time out is a good middle ground between just outright removing accounts that are perceived as spamming, because the line between a really smart chatbot and
Yeah.
some people is blurry indeed.
Yeah.
So I think that it is possible that they could actually end up banning a lot of real human accounts if they just ban people. But timeout is a great way to dramatically reduce the effectiveness of bots
Yeah.
and give them time to go in and like approve these with a more hopefully manual process.
Yeah.
But also, not accidentally throw out a bunch of legal chaff.
Jaden Folkland just said, pretty great thing when it's for the developers. The Folkland just said, GT3 is terrifying for spam. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, there could be so much more spam than I realized.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the spam comments could be totally benign
Like a
now
catch-up.
because these accounts
Fucking
are
little
building up
mini
a
goal.
history over a long
Just close that
period of
40
time
second
of
gap.
leaving good comments, and then it's a lot harder to identify them as a bot. 6 months, 2 months down the road. I mean, that's one of the things that is
Where do you come from?
of value when it comes to either renting out
Oh, probably
or
over the
selling a botnet or like a fake account for whether it's a social media platform or YouTube or whatever else, is if you have long-term established
hello.
accounts that have
There
not
you go.
in that time been flagged as spam accounts, they're way more valuable. That's one of the reasons why stealing something like an old inactive Reddit account is absolutely something that a spammer would want to do.
Yeah.
And they can even target them. Subtopic. And it's a total coincidence that this happens to be on the same week, but I have decided to reverse something that has been a long time policy for me. And the reason is pretty straightforward. Let me just see if I can find my thing.
Oh, that was quick.
No, that's not it. I have an email that just I sent to a couple of people. James Land. Just kind of talking about, what would qualify as. It's not really one. Darn it. Come on, I will find this.
I don't know if I've given you the post.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I have said in the past many times that when it comes to content moderation under videos, I'm basically kind of like, yeah, it's kind of anything goes. Outside of, really, really toxic, obvious spam, abusive behavior, anything like that, go ahead and say whatever you want. But as I was reading through the comments on one of our recent videos, what I realized is that policy has led to a very, very low conversation quality under the videos, if you kind of understand what I mean.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I've decided to start doing is just using the hide from channel button a lot more liberally. So here's an example of, a critical take that would absolutely never get you hidden from the channel. So this was on the Corsair Xenon Flex video. I consider myself a bit of a tech enthusiast, but I just don't understand the point of these Flex monitors. Like, not in any way at all. I think it's such a total waste of resources, and I wouldn't even consider buying one at any point in time for any price point. If I was given one, I'd sell it or give it away on the slate. I don't agree with that take. That is, I can absolutely see the value of it at the current price. Pretty challenging. But to say that you'd be given something for free and not at least give it a shot, I think is pretty close-minded. Like, I don't agree with this comment. But it's absolutely valid. An example of something that is not valid and just simply doesn't need to be under the video is this one. Linus casually suggesting 1440p, 240 Hz and OLED at peak 700 nits is new level tier is funny. It tells us where his head is. That never happened. I think I'm just kind of done with taking things I never said and being like, wow, I can't believe you said that. What I said was that none of its specs individually are best in class, top of the line. And none of those specs are. 1440p is not the highest resolution. 240 Hz is not the highest refresh rate. And 700 nits peak brightness is not as bright as a monitor will get.
Oh, you said that you like pancakes. That means you hate waffles.
Right. So what I went on to say is that what it is a really great package. And so this is one of those things that I think over the long term, I think it's going to take a long time, but I think over the long term could have a really positive impact on the kind of conversations that people could have in the comments. Because that's another thing I've noticed is that there's a lot less of it now. I don't see long conversation threads the way that I used to, like technical long conversation threads, and it's something that I just didn't notice until I thought about it. But then another one that came up a lot on that video in particular was people really upset that I called 1440p low res. I didn't. I said that on a 43-inch display, 1440p is low res. It is. Resolution is not pixel count. And so, basically, if it comes to...
It was on pixels per inch.
Yeah, pixel count. Yeah, so I'm finding that I get a headache a lot reading YouTube comments, but I can't stop reading it. So I'm gonna have to start just being like, no, I can't engage with that.
So, if you still reading it though?
No, because when you hide it from the channel, then I just will never have to read anything from that person again.
Oh, it doesn't just hide that comment.
Nope, it means bye-bye.
So you shadow ban it.
Yeah, I think I'm just done. I think I'm just not interested in reading. You took so much flack because you're still chilling NVIDIA and don't just own your mistake. If you spend 30 minutes chilling NVIDIA and 5 seconds in the end and say something remote bad is still chilling NVIDIA. But now that you're a serious tech channel at this point, just label the channel paid by NVIDIA. This was on our Radeon 7900 video, where if anything, we apologize for taking such a pro AMD stance. And just, if you don't watch the video and you just are going to be like that, I think I'm done with you forever. I think it's just going to have to be like that. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind, but I'm tired, you know?
Yeah.
James asks, will this be an official LG thing? The answer is no. This is just going to be if I'm scrolling and I just see a just catastrophically brain dead take, I'm just going to be like, sorry, I actually can't read what you write anymore. It makes my brain hurt.
Yeah. It's the stuff that is incredibly annoying. I think we've talked about this in the past, is the stuff that's just like, they clearly didn't actually watch it, just reacted before watching the content. Or they're taking stuff like you saying, oh, on this massive screen, this is a low resolution. As just completely out of context, chopping off the on this massive screen part and then going after it. It's not cool.
Yeah.
It is a little tough though, and I do like that you're not making it like an unusual.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be a hard thing to manage across a community.
Oh, for sure.
That would be
Yeah, well, everyone technically has the ability. I actually can't prevent anyone with access to the channel from shadow banning someone. I don't think the management tools are that granular, at least not since I've looked at them. But it's just, it's the kind of thing that I don't know. Maybe the right answer is something else entirely. One of the things that I've pitched to YouTube multiple times, and I would love to be a feature, is the ability to respond to a comment that I'm reading with a short. One of the comments that came up a lot on the Xeneon Flex video is people misunderstanding what I meant by low resolution for the size. And some people seemed genuinely really upset that I was attacking their 1080p monitor and treating them like they were poor and worthless or something because they had a 1080p monitor and this one was 1440p. And I'm sitting here going, I said it was for the size. Your monitor, your 1080p, 22-inch monitor or 24-inch monitor or even 27-inch monitor is actually higher pixel density than this thing.
I have a 27-inch 1440p monitor. It's great. I don't want to configure it. I think it's great.
But the problem is that at 43 inches,
then I would want something more.
It's a different story. And so if you're not going to listen to what I'm saying at all, I don't know, but that could easily be a misunderstanding. So the way that I would love to respond to something like that is with a short. Hey, I'm seeing this comment a lot. I'd like to clarify what I meant because I think there's a misinterpretation where people are thinking resolution equals pixel count. But resolution is actually the resolving, how the eye can resolve the image. Like that's where resolution comes from. We're talking about the clarity. And clarity is affected by a lot more than pixel count. 1080p could be incredibly clear on a display this size. That would be like mind-blowing. If you could get this close to that, wow, this is sharp.
So we keep saying pixel count, but pixels per inch.
No, pixel count is 1920 by 1080.
Yeah, but
That's a
keep
pixel
saying
count.
resolution is not pixel.
No, pixel count. Okay, so pixels per inch is not a count of pixels. That's a count of pixels per distance.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
But you're saying resolution is not pixel count. And I understand what you're saying with the clarity thing.
Okay.
But if you look on a spec sheet that says resolution total this,
Yes, and that's something where the industry has failed consumers.
yeah. The reason why I keep saying it is because there's people saying, yeah, people are going to misinterpret that.
No, resolution is not pixel count. Resolution is a function of pixel count, display size, and viewing distance.
Just the resolution that is displayed on your
Yes.
spec sheet is pixel count.
The reason that we use the word resolution to describe pixel count is because it was a much easier way to market it. That's why. This is one of those areas where product marketing has utterly failed consumers. Because by focusing on pixel count, and that's the reason that I'm framing it that way, that by focusing on the number of pixels, you are actually doing a complete disservice to the user because you are not telling them the useful information. That's one of the reasons that Apple, in my opinion, wisely stayed out of the resolution race when it came to phone displays. Because pixel count is what matters. Because what matters is a combination of the pixel count, the size of the display, and the intended viewing distance. As long as those three things are balanced, don't actually need any more. And so in the same way that a 1080p projector at 120 inches is going to look like garbage, a 4K projector, so 4K is a really interesting one because then you start getting into how much of your field of view should actually be occupied by content. And so the bigger you make the image, the farther away you have to sit.
Right.
And so going beyond 4K actually may not matter in any context, but at lower
It's less
resolutions.
important for the
Exactly. So because of that distance function, going higher than 4K can almost never matter. Like you can sit close enough to an 8K TV that you can make up the difference between 8K and 4K. But it's taking up so much of your field of view that the content is not really designed to be enjoyed that way. Like you're gonna miss details because I think it's only like 4 degrees or 8 degrees. I forget how much of your field of vision is actually sharp and your peripheral vision is not. So by sitting too close to the content, you actually reduce the amount of the content that you can see clearly, no matter what the resolution of the display is. And by resolution, I do mean the relative pixel count compared to the display size.
Smith Open Chat said what you're describing is optical resolution versus image resolution.
Yes, but they're closely related.
And there's still confusion there as well. If you Google image resolution, the first result from what university this is, but it's a WVU website, is image resolution is typically described as DPI.
In printing, it is.
Okay.
So isn't that interesting?
That would make a lot more sense.
Isn't that interesting? So we actually do use pixels per inch.
So we did it right first.
Right? But we didn't. Because digital cameras, which were really coming up right around the time of photo printers, So we're measured in pixels instead of pixels per inch. Because it's the only way to really to conveniently say, how fine the image is, right? Because the reason we use pixels per inch for print is because we know what the scale is going to be. But digitally, we don't. That 2 megapixel picture could be this big, it could be this big. So the actual resolution of it be completely different. But the pixel count, well, that we can convey. I know, it's really complicated and I don't know how to fix it. So yeah, it's frustrating. Anywho, why don't we talk about TikTok taking on YouTube with experimental, get this, landscape video.
Excuse me.
Yeah, what I find kind of funny about the little thumbnail.
4146.
It's
The big pump.
full screen, which I find kind of interesting. I don't know
5
if that's
seconds
because
prior.
how the person filmed it or what. But yeah, it's totally part of the screen, which is interesting.
So this is a duet. It's actually 2 vertical videos.
You can do that when it's always not why. Because they can't horizontally expand their currently vertical content. Weird. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, the feature marks another way that TikTok is competing with YouTube, particularly in terms of attracting longer form video creators and increasing the max video length to 10 minutes back from February. We talked about that as well.
Yeah.
I somewhat question the attracting longer form video creators. I mean, I'm sure it will happen. But I have seen a bunch of stuff about monetization on TikTok. And unless you're getting them sponsors, it's quite lacking.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. I think that obviously they're not going to be able to attract long-form horizontal video creators without allowing long-form videos that
Yes.
are horizontal.
Well, theoretically they do that.
Not with them.
But they're also not going to be able to attract long-form creators if they don't implement some kind of reasonable revenue split. I mean,
It'll have to still be in the funnel model, right? Where you use things like TikTok to gain followers and fans and funnel them elsewhere so that you can gain monetization from them, or else you wouldn't be able to fund doing what you're trying to do. People sometimes talk about the funnel model in terms of Twitch. It's like if you start on Twitch, you're basically going to gain no one new until you're really, really big. So you have to funnel people into there.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what it would take for me to start uploading our long-form content on TikTok. And the question isn't really, could we do it? Yeah, of course we could.
Well, as long as it's under 10 minutes.
Yeah, it could be fairly easily integrated into our workflow. But why? Why would we do it? I guess is the question. And honestly, this is a question that comes up a lot for me. Why exactly is it that every social and online video platform feels the need just copy each other and become each other? And this is probably just me being like the old man yells at cloud, you know? Like, why does YouTube need a competitor for TikTok? Why does it need these, 30-second to 1 minute videos? Why can't YouTube be YouTube and TikTok be TikTok and everyone is just fine with YouTube being YouTube and TikTok being TikTok?
I do kind of wish platforms focused a little bit less on feature facing and a little bit more on not mean crap. Like we had a problem with Teams the other day.
Yeah.
Literally, yesterday. Yesterday. And it's just coming off of that, I'm just like, man, I wish we could have used MSN because it was more stable. I would have expected everything we did pretty much to have worked on MSN better than it did on Teams, and that's crazy. It's made by the same company, but it's 2 decades newer. You'd think it would be better. And obviously it's something but it's so unstable.
It's one of those things where, even stability aside, what identity does a platform have anymore?
Yeah.
As someone who hasn't
Yeah.
used Facebook in quite some time, other than to occasionally get like a messenger chat from someone that I know that names Messenger, I don't really understand what Facebook's identity is anymore. Because they kind of have everything. And I feel the same way about YouTube these days. What exactly is it that I go onto YouTube for? I mean, I understand what YouTube wants me to do. They just want me to spend as much time as possible in their app. But beyond that, what is your identity? What is your elevator pitch for? Pretend I'm a completely new user. I've never seen your platform before. I am choosing a video platform that I'm going to watch videos on. What's your pitch? Well, we've got this, and we've got this, and we've got this, and we've got this. Okay, but
This elevator ride ended while yeah. I don't know. I feel like YouTube, out of all the ones that you mentioned on this, feels like it's the most focused.
sort of.
Not as much these days.
Stories was a super weird detour that has gotten basically no development since they launched it. I've been saying for like 2 years now or something like that. A long time. I've been saying for a long time, like, hey, I understand that short form video is not going anywhere, but I couldn't help noticing that shorts and stories are extremely disjointed. Why?
Those are the same thing.
No.
What are they?
Stories is the competitor for Instagram stories, which are what's the word? Ephemeral, whatever. They're non-persistent. Yeah. Ephemeral is the word. So non-persistent videos that are meant to be just like a casual update. Hi, this is definitely not totally rehearsed, and this is absolutely the first time I recorded it, and we just do this perfectly timed camera movement. Bye. So that's a story, right? And then a short can be edited, you can put stickers on it, it might have music or dancing or whatever else, but it's just a short form VOD effectively. So stories are it's supposed to go in order of spontaneity, from live to stories to shorts to VOD, right? So it kind of sits in between live and shorts.
Okay. I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, there are some cool things about it. One thing that's really neat is that you can reply to a comment on a story with a story. So if you upload a story that's like, hey, I'm here in my garage, I just wanted to share some knowledge with you, and someone were to ask, hey, what's the best knowledge you have in your garage? You could pull some knowledge out of it and be like, this is my favorite knowledge, and that story would have it would actually have the comment, like the original comment. And so you just reply to it directly. You don't have to say, hey, someone asked me what my favorite knowledge is, and this is it.
And that's the ephemeral content?
Yeah. So it goes up for a little while, and then it just goes away, and actually got a lot of views. I don't know what those view numbers meant. I don't know what percentage of the video they watched or whatever else, but
Jake said YouTube video replies from 15
I know, right? And I think there's a lot of room for development there. Like, they could have taken stories and turned it into a cameo-like feature, for example. That could have been extremely powerful for creator monetization. I did something earlier. I would love to be able to reply to a highly uploaded video comment with a story.
They should take something
What's with it?
and do
290 maybe?
Paid requests. Oh, where you just send a message to your creator. Well, is that that different from Cameo?
I don't know how it actually works.
Okay, Cameo is
I don't know how it works on either.
So on Cameo, you set a price, and it's $20 or $200, it's kind of all over the place. And people will basically send you a request, hey, can you wish Jeremy happy birthday? He likes tigers, or whatever. And then they'll record it and fire it over to you. Okay. So is that kind of what?
I don't know how it works, so it might be exactly the same.
Yeah, I think it's fairly similar.
Okay. But I know you can ask for something and say to go. I think it's I don't know how it works. Whatever, stop it. I think you can ask for something custom. Like say you wanted pictures of something. You could ask for it and say you'll pay a certain amount, right? So if you could do that on YouTube, if you could ask a YouTube creator for a video of something, and say seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, another thing too is that one of the
I would admit it if I used it. It's not that weird. Whatever.
one of the things that YouTube is not shy about pushing is channel memberships. So there's super thanks. I believe is a way that you can boost a comment under a video. Members are supposed to get some
Yeah.
kind of like priority in video comments.
Oh, okay.
I would see replying to a channel member with a story as a way that you could incentivize people to sign up and become members of the channel. And because we have float plane, it's not something that you'd be likely to see us do a ton of. But if I was a small, like a niche creator, a smaller creator, or even a larger one who was completely YouTube focused, I could see stuff like that being extremely powerful. But hey, I'm not in charge of YouTube, obviously, so I guess they'll just keep not developing meaningful ways for creators to interact with their viewers, and that'll be great.
Yeah. Pretty much.
To me. As for TikTok, I don't know. I just don't. It won't go. They apparently now outrank YouTube for average minutes per day spent by people ages 4 to 18. Who is putting their 4-year-old on TikTok?
That was my biggest reaction to that, was that you started before. Oh. Wow.
True Scott asks, would you take the CEO job for YouTube if they offered it to you? I don't think this. I don't think they can afford it. I think this is going to be the year. I think this is going to be the year that LCT store revenue eclipses video production revenue.
We dropped some bangers. We also did, I think, Backpack and Screwdriver this year.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Those bangers coming next year, too.
Yeah.
I'm almost ready to start teasing some pretty cool stuff.
I don't even know.
Oh, what?
Well, that's it. I think that was good.
Not 37 minutes at the top.
I'll tell you.
37 minutes late finish.
It was in a video?
You know what I'm talking about? Well, I don't know like how many people noticed it was there. I don't know if I seen it.
Oh, did you remove it?
I don't know.
Take it for it.
You put the thing in the thing and say about it.
What? Oh, the shape sort.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh,
yeah, we can talk about the shape sort.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to be a thing.
No.
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
and
new
then-
product.
Yeah, we'll sell some and maybe we'll play with them. But no, we've got some really exciting products. Actually,
I know a lot of people that are getting to like baby stuff this year for Christmas off the store. Like a lot of people
So if you tell me
know people that have
we're
small
reflux,
babies.
Yeah.
And a lot of them that I know have casually mentioned, oh yeah, by the way, I'm getting like 400 books in a plushie or whatever else. And I'm like, alright.
Sales have been very good at the fucking plushies lately. Yeah. No, one of the things we have coming, I already teased to Lauren from Tasty PC, a shorty version of the screwdriver. Only 6 bits, and it's like this long. So
Wow,
it's meant to be kind of like palm, but it
Yeah.
still has the full fat ratchet mechanism, and still has the magnetic retention for the bits in the shaft.
Shaft is way shorter as well.
Way
and
shorter.
then handles
Like super short. Like basically the whole thing end to end is about this long. Yeah, so we're working on a shorty version of the screwdriver.
there's some potential leads which you can maybe go off of because it talks about us hiring. Also, we're looking for an electronics engineer, and it lists a bunch of things. Do you want to say?
Oh yeah, why don't we talk about that?
Yeah.
We haven't got a ton of applications, just having the electronics engineer position up on the site. So we're shouting it out on the WAN show, guys. Here are some examples of projects we will be working on if you join our engineering team.
Potentially.
A mouse. I don't think we've ever talked about that before.
I don't think so, but it's been under
That
document
has
for a while.
been in development for over a year. We actually have some pretty good ideas for how to differentiate. Like that's the whole thing. If we're not adding anything to the conversation, why are we doing this? I promise you, we will be adding something to the conversation. The gamer battery bank / shoe dryer. The reason it has shoe dryer on it. The reason it has shoe dryer on there is because that was the original reason that I wanted it. I just wanted something that you can like throw in your, realistically not in your shoe, but actually just like in your bag. Have I talked to you about it before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the idea is it's something you can just tuck in your bag and it'll run for like 8 hours. And having Kyle tested it, and he was like, great. He was like not happy. He was like, what tiny little fan like that can't make that much difference? I'm like, no, even a little bit of airflow is like huge.
Yeah.
And so over 8 hours, how quickly just like a gym bag would dry out compared to if it didn't have even that tiny amount of airflow in it was like, it was a colossal difference. It was like half the time or something like that. And when it comes to preventing bacteria growth and therefore smell, the faster you can dry something out, the better. You don't want it to just sit there damp. Anyway, the shoe dryer may or may not ever come to life, but a lot of the work that we did on the shoe dryer is going to be absolutely usable for the gamer battery bank. What makes a battery bank gamer? I will get back to you on that one, but we have a clear differentiating value add there, and I'm really, really excited about it. Another one, the RGB door mat. Okay, this one's been in development for almost 2 years. It's just been stalled by screwdriver. So much of the pipeline has been stalled by screwdriver.
That makes sense.
Because Kyle was working on this one, and he pivoted full time to screwdriver. We were working on cables. I want a battery tester. Okay, you know those things you can buy for like $4, and it just has like a little pinchy thing.
Yeah.
You put your battery in it. They suck.
Yeah.
Okay, even when they work, they barely work, and I hate them. And you can go get a multimeter and like, or like create yourself a little jig to put your batteries in, hook the multimeter up to that or whatever. But I want more. I want way more than just how many volts I'm getting out of the battery. I want a product that will do a discharge and recharge cycle and tell me how much capacity is left in order to charge the battery. So obviously, I want to be able to quickly test disposables and go, okay, which ones go in the bin, which ones go in the other or different bin. But this is a problem that I can't be the only one who has. It's like, I have rechargeable batteries that are 15 years old because I'm smart and I buy rechargeable batteries and use them for a very, very long time. How good is that one? Should I be marking that one as like, TV remote VD only? Or could I potentially still use it in a high-draw device? Has it not been cycled that many times? I don't know. And so I want a device that will tell me the remaining capacity of the battery. I'd be so excited to have that product, and I think a lot of people would. There is one that exists that we found, but it's like $400. And I'm looking at it going, that's not reasonable, right? I think we could do better. We want to do like wireless charging, pucks and desk accessories, extended PC access. So this would, are we really disclosing all of this? Okay.
I do adore. I was stunned when I read this brochure. I was like, okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say any more. Cool. Okay, this one's funny. I don't think this came from me. An RGB tissue box for the haters? What?
I have no idea.
Anyway, cool. So those are some of the things that we want to work on / have been working on for quite some time. Hopefully they all come to life and are huge successes. We're going to have some stuff at CES, by the way. Did you know that? Creator Warehouse is going to CES, and they're going to be unveiling some stuff.
I didn't know they're going to be unveiling stuff.
Yeah, they're going to be showing stuff there, which is pretty cool. I think they're also trying to recruit other creators. There's a creator that I was talking with recently that I was like, hey, like, you guys want to do a screwdriver? All you gotta do is redo one mold. Like, that we intentionally only put our branding on one small mold, with the idea being that if anyone else wanted to brand our screwdriver, all we would have to do is do that one mold, and then boom, we could produce whoever Tech Tips is screwdrivers. I think that would be super cool, making screwing better, one driver at a time. In other creator merch news, I got London's bidet.
Oh, okay.
I haven't installed it yet because in North America it is actually not that typical to have a power outlet right next to a toilet. So they're, well, really? Yeah.
It's not great, but
Yeah. Like, I don't want...
it's routed. I don't know where the plug-in really is.
Well, it was like a completely separate room.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
like-
a lot worse.
Like, the main bedroom ensuite has a little, toilet room. That room does not have a plug in it. And so the nearest outlet was you go out of that room across my entire vanity and then it's over here. So basically it would be going across my countertop
Yeah.
into that room.
Yeah, that's not good.
And that's
It's like you go through a doorway.
yeah, it's not that cool. So I had the very talented electricians who worked on our place come out and put in an outlet for me next to the toilet, and I'm going to be installing it this weekend. My butt will be the cleanest it's been since our trip to Japan. It was mind opening. Seeing the Japanese standard for toilets. When we were over there, I don't think you went with me to this one place that I went. But there was a long car ride that I had to be on for some reason, it was 3 hours or something like that. And I needed to stop to use the washroom on the way. The driver didn't speak a lick of English, but I managed to gesture and he figured it out. And anyway, we pull over at this essentially truck stop. It had a toilet in it that was nicer than any toilet I've ever seen on this fucking what?
That's good.
I don't understand.
Yeah, sweet though.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I was very impressed. Hey, we should probably do a couple of merch messages. For those who are not familiar, merch messages are the way to send a message to the show. You'll see our producer, Dan. Hello, producer Dan. See you later, producer Dan. Replying to merch messages down there. Also, Dan will flag certain merch messages for me and Luke to respond to. Why don't we do a couple? All you do is go on lcdstore.com. You can check out and you'll see a little box that says, hey, would you like to leave a merch message? They're live right now. You guys can go ahead and do that. You should either get your message showing up down here, you can get a little reply from Dan, or you might even talk about it on the show. Want to hit me, Dan?
Sure, I'll go on here from Jaden. Linus, how are you still using Flex instead of NB or Jellyfin? I run all 3 in Docker containers, accessing the same library with no issue on the same server. Flex calls home to about 500 different places while NB and Jelly both will.
Not the first to ask me this. The first to ask me this, I think, was, I'm going to hate myself if I get this wrong, but Tim from the Labs team. If I recall correctly, I believe it's Tim, who is a huge Jellyfin guy, not a Flex guy, and basically was like, what? How are you still using Flex? The answer is because my
Lifetime
Flex...
license.
Oh yeah, there's that. But I think Jellyfin is open source and free anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jellyfin goes open source. Yeah, the free software media system. But more importantly, my Flex is already set up and already works. However, I have actually had enough problems with Flex that we have a traditional not working with you. I don't know if I would call it an order, but basically I told the sales team that we're not going to work with Flex until they resolve some of my long-time issues with it. Some of my long-time issues include the fact that it doesn't advance to the next episode properly on some of my devices. I'm like, this is ridiculous. That's fundamental. One of my long-time issues is that right. Downloading local copies to mobile devices has, as far as I can tell, been completely broken for over a year. Again, that's something that I consider to be core functionality. They seem to be very focused on developing, Flex TV and some of the other features that are not why I have it. I have it so that it will manage my media library and so that I can watch my media library on all my devices. Anything else is utterly irrelevant and might as well not exist. Yeah, download to local just does not work for me properly on Android or iOS. This came about because of a recent trip that I went on with the kids, and I wanted to load up devices with movies and TV shows for the plane. And between my son's OnePlus 7 something, whatever they got with their animation, he's got that one. Between my son's OnePlus, my wife's Samsung, my Samsung foldable, so I expect some weirdness, but my other more different Samsung, and my iPhone 13. They couldn't get any one of those devices to reliably download content. Some of them went through, but you can't just queue it up and expect it to finish. And I basically sent out an irate email in the middle of the night as I'm preparing for this 5 a.m. flight. It was like, you're not working with them again until this is fixed. So yeah, I might be at that point now. It's fundamental. Like, it works great for certain things. I have no desire to use anything other than Plex and the NVIDIA Shield for the theater. I don't touch anything else. There's just no reason to. Everything is flawless and perfect. But on mobile devices, I have just not had a lot of fun with it. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll give Jellyfin a shot, because one of the other things that I'm going to be doing soon is switching off of Unraid for my Plex, or I guess Jellyfin, and firing it up on TrueNAS Scale. So I switched to TrueNAS for most storage, but I haven't gotten around to setting up a Docker container for Plex, so I actually still have all the media on my older server, which doesn't matter to me that much, because the main reason that I migrated was due to reliability concerns. So there's really old drives in there now.
Yeah.
And so if I like what, I'm going to lose a couple Blu-ray rips, that's not a big deal to me. Whereas losing pictures and home videos would be catastrophic.
Okay.
I've got another one here from Christopher. Hey guys, with the popularity of handhelds like SteamDeck, do you think AMD or Intel will explore putting GDDR on the CPU package for the IGE users? And if so, do you think even 2 gigabytes would be improving the performance?
Oh, okay. Well, there's a couple of different angles that we can approach this from. So, first of all, I doubt that AMD or Intel would do it. I think that AMD might do it, but it would be a custom silicon product. Kind of like, really, what this sounds like to me is an Xbox or a PlayStation processor, like they've done for the last couple of generations. In those cases, it's not on package, but it's designed to interact directly with GDDR memory, and the operating system is designed to use that same GDDR memory for both system memory and graphics memory. I think that's really, yeah, it seems to work pretty darn well for game consoles.
Yeah.
But there are a couple of concerns. So one, your suggestion of putting just a couple of gigs unfortunately wouldn't really work, because it's, oh man, okay, maybe it could. Maybe you could load assets into your higher speed GDDR memory until it's full, and then go out to main memory. But the problem with that is that GDDR memory is faster than regular GDDR memory, but it's not that much faster. So it's not like using an SSD to cache a hard drive. It's not an order of magnitude faster. So using it as a cache, I think, would have so much overhead that you would actually lose more than you would gain by doing it that way. So what you would have to do then is you would have to put the full amount of memory that you intend to have in this product on package like that. Now, Apple has gone and put system memory on package, not on die, but on package, and so I don't see any reason why we couldn't see something like that in the future. But I doubt that that's something that AMD or especially Intel would just productize and hope that somebody's going to buy it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that Valve might have to come to AMD and say, hey, we're going to pay the however many millions upon millions of dollars for you guys to do the R&D to build this product, and we are then going to sell millions upon millions of Steam Decks, and it's going to be great. My other concern about sharing that memory, because I would kind of imagine that would be a shared memory. If you're going to have like a super high-speed memory that's sitting on a package, well, heck, you might as well use it for everything. But this is just something that I'm not going to be able to speak to very well because I simply don't know enough about it. But I would have concerns about performance and compatibility with regular PC games that are designed to have two different memory pools. So you've got your GPU, you've got your VRAM, and then you've got your system memory. I don't know how those would handle those being one and the same. Then again, I don't know if you ever saw this video, but there was that super weird Chinese console that actually did take that approach and ran Windows.
Oh.
And seems to run games. So maybe it's fine. There's a drawback, because GDDR memory, even though it's very high bandwidth, is also higher latency compared to regular GDR memory, which is not good for CPUs. So, I don't know. Yeah, HBM, sure. How much you want to spend on a Steam Deck?
Yeah.
$900?
Let's go.
Yeah. Woo, HBM memory. From a technology standpoint, there's no reason it couldn't be done. But from a practical standpoint, I don't see it happening anytime soon. NWGat asks, what about Xbox and PlayStation? Yes, but that memory is not on package. The question was, what about the right next to the CPU die? Because the closer the memory gets, the lower the latency, which is great. But the more integrated this product is, and the less generally useful it is. Like AMD can't take that product that they developed for Steam Deck 5 or even whatever it is, and just put it in a box and sell it at new. Well, ultimately, that cost of developing it has to be covered by someone, and that someone is going to be a customer. That's not going to be AMD. We're not just going to build that and hope somebody buys it. Why don't we move on to... Oh, we should do sponsors. Oh, we should have one sponsor go. How long has the show been going? Anyway, the show is brought to you by OVH Cloud. With OVH Cloud, you can host your website, deploy your high resilience infrastructure, or customize your machine to suit your projects in just a few clicks. They serve customers around the world and specialize in delivering industry-leading performance and cost-effective solutions to help customers better manage, secure, and scale data. We use OVH a lot. Luke actually checked out one of their data centers recently.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah,
it's like actually super cool.
A super cool video. You guys should go check it out. OVH believes an open cloud is an integral part of the shared future. Therefore, the company's open standards and an open ecosystem help decision makers, entrepreneurs, users, developers, and administrators control their data. Yes.
Nice.
That's one of the biggest reasons that we use it.
15 minutes.
Do whatever the
Focus into messages as well.
And for gamers,
Coasting.
OVH Gaming, OVH Cloud Gaming
nice
Servers
little
offer a
guy.
seamless experience optimized for online games, voice chats, and streaming platforms. You get high-performance CPUs with 3 DDoS protection and unlimited traffic at an incredible value. They offer VPS, public cloud, bare metal, and hosted private cloud solutions, so you can check them out and see if they have the right solution for your needs down below. And don't miss the deals that are going on right now at those links. Oh, go check it out. The show is also brought to you by MSI. If you've somehow left Christmas shopping until the last second again, boy, you really have if you're not done yet. Well, worry not, because MSI has you covered for gifts this year. Their holiday deals are on now. You can get new tech while saving money. Who doesn't love that? Whether your kid needs a new laptop for school or it's just treat yourself a clock, they've got the deal for you from gaming laptops to desktops, monitors, cases, components, GPUs, and accessories. Motherboard manufacturers made motherboards, and that was it. Just peaceful. Anyway, the point is, a highlight of the sale is the Fragment Limited Edition MSI Z16 Creator Laptop that was made in collaboration with Fujiwara Hiroshi, which you can grab right now for up to $1,200 off. So don't wait. Check out MSI's deals and special holiday offers at the link below to start saving. Finally, the show is brought to you by... Oops, that's so funny. Oh man, our audience is... It's a funny thing, right? You build up a YouTube audience and it turns out they're just like you. Everyone's talking about like, yup, it's another New Year gift card for me. I'm the worst for it. I need to like ditch up and I suck.
I'm like 90, 95%. There's a couple little things I need to pick up.
Not bad.
I have a Christmas present that I'm going to be getting someone this year. That was purchased probably close to 10 months ago. Yeah.
For who?
My mom.
Really?
Yeah. My mom is actually the easiest person to work with.
Yeah, I can see that. She's kind of like,
She's an enjoyer. She likes things.
yes. Yeah. And she's also a like very much thought house.
And she's into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of
She's
hobbies.
done tons of different jobs and hobbies and everything.
Yeah.
So like, the realm of things that you can get is very vast.
Meanwhile, at the footprint that says, I'm giving life insurance this year. Alrighty then.
Hey, I mean, if they need it,
And the show is also brought to you by Zoho One. If you run a business, you know it's hard to keep everything organized, but Zoho One is designed to help run your entire business through a single unified platform. So you can replace your patchwork of cloud applications, legacy tools, and paper-based processes with one operating system. Zoho One will help build your company's presence across marketing channels, send prospects the right messages, and measure ROI with out-of-the-box insights. They have a comprehensive set of account tools to organize your business's finances, track payables, manage bills and expenses, and even monitor your business's financial health. Whether it's sales, marketing, finance, analytics, or support, Zoho One has got you covered. Sign up today using the link below and get a free 30-day trial with no credit card. What topic would you like to talk about next? Elon Musk is not a interesting job solutionist, perhaps?
sure.
Let's get through it quickly.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. So
That was
lots
horrible,
of
man.
things have happened on Twitter. There's been the Twitter files stuff. There's been, I think every 12 hours they try to drop some type of crazy or something. So it's been a little bit too much to cover. We haven't covered as much as when the stuff first started because I think we're all getting a little tired. But what we have talked on the show about before is Elon Jet, the Twitter account that you can track Elon's jet. If you could figure that out.
And there were other similar ones for other high-profile
Yes.
public figures using publicly available jet information to...
That's an important one.
Yes.
Because it's not like this information is now gone because the Twitter account is gone.
No.
It's just not being automatically posted on Twitter.
Yes.
Like, it got that information from a public resource that anyone can access. But the information is 100% still there and able to be accessed by anyone. Like, it's not like this person had privileged information at the time. So that person who, again, we talked about this on the show, Elon offered them $5K to delete their account way back. They asked how about 50.
They wanted them off for free.
And I think
Like
it was,
an actual fan was the one doing it, which is so interesting.
yeah, I think it was 50 so that I could buy a model.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Elon refused, and if I remember correctly, I don't really want to misquote this. Oh no, here it is. He tweeted a while back. And he hasn't taken this down. A bunch of different roasting things. It's still up. But he tweeted on November 6, 2022, my commitment to free speech extends even to not banning the account following my claim, even though that is a direct personal safety risk. He has now banned the account tracking his claim. He has also, and this is where things get a little bit hazy for me, he has also banned a bunch of other accounts that, as far as I can tell, talked about, I don't know, genuinely, I think it's talked about, it might be retweeted.
But yeah, interacting with that account.
I'm not sure where the cutoff of interaction is,
Yeah.
but some level of interaction with the talk about or something that account have also been banned, just like right off the hop. Change the rule, banned. Elon also suspended the accounts of at least 6 journalists who have covered the Twitter saga, implying that they had brought to the implication of as of now, there is no evidence any of the journalists did this. the accounts are closed, so you need to go get, I don't know, whatever. Twitter has not provided any, they don't, as far as I know, their entire public communication side is gone, just like you do with Tesla.
Yep.
So I don't think there would be, these things are not going to happen, basically.
Yeah.
Elon posted a video on Wednesday of someone that he claimed was a crazy stalker who found on a roof of his car carrying his child X, which
Seems like a thing that someone might do. Yeah.
I mean, like that scenario would absolutely suck.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't want someone to try to block the road out a car that was found in and find one of the
Yep.
That would be, I suspect, if someone was a parent and that happened to their child, they would be pretty freaking.
Absolute red line.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, he posted that one thing that I thought was somewhat entertaining was how he's doing a lot of
The video was the issue with the video is that it's not on topic. I think the journalist had anything to do with that.
So, well, I think my assumption was that it had something to do with his plain language, and then they were trying to drive away from where it was, and they were followed by the person. So the root of the information was the plane.
Okay.
I don't know if that's what's going on.
Sure.
That's my level of understanding.
Sure.
Yeah. Things are a little crazy over in Twitter land. Zach from Jerry Reed Everything.
Yeah. It's
Famous by Elon, or blocked by Elon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not banned off the platform. I said that incorrectly. He got blocked by Elon. Because in the video of, as far as I can tell, one of the security guys getting video coverage of the person who chased them, and then also covering the not covering the license, but getting video footage of the license plate that Elon tweeted out. Jerry Everything responded and said, "Yo, contact the police. Don't send your mob. Did you just tweet that doxing is against videos?" And Elon didn't ban him.
Yeah. So that's neat. Some suspensions seem to be specifically affecting people who point out Elon's hypocrisy. Shortly before his ban, Mashable reporter Matt Binder, posted screen caps of Elon encouraging people to invest in Tesla the day he dumped $3.6 billion in stock. So that's pretty good.
But like,
the EU and the UN published statements condemning his decision. Oh man. It's not even in here. But Mastodon's official account has been banned.
yeah.
So you are not allowed, and you can't link to Mastodon anymore either.
But I think people can still put their like Mastodon username or whatever.
Yeah, in their profile.
Yeah, but I think
For
you
now.
can't link to it. So, yeah, we'll see when that happens.
Yeah.
When that happens, that'll be a lot of people.
Nick showed me, I was with you until Nick showed me something really interesting today, where I think your take on sort of the some of the hysteria around, it's just Twitter's gonna collapse immediately, was like, well, like it's running, but it's not gonna just immediately fall apart.
Yeah.
Nick showed me a recording on his phone today of the Twitter app doing some weird stuff, dude. Did he show you that? Okay, so he showed me a screen recording of him tapping on the same picture in a tweet 3 times, and it having 3 completely different behaviors. Once it opens the picture, once it navigates to a totally unrelated website, and a third time,
Whoa, that was weird.
it opens up a completely unrelated tweet. And I'm like, what? Because I haven't seen anything that bad. And honestly, I've not been using it as much. Like I think I've talked to you about this, but I've had myself on like a Twitter diet for a while.
Yeah.
Like I set my app time limit to 30 minutes like months ago, just because I realized I'm doing so much doom scrolling on Twitter and it's not really contributing anything. It's not making me feel better.
I've been getting myself. I haven't done that, but I've been getting myself to be more busy. and I just haven't had time, which is a good solution. But yeah, I mean, Twitter's done weird stuff for a while. That's pretty weird. That's weirder than anything I've seen, for sure. I still don't think it's something down. Also, there are still claims, I don't know how true this is, there are still claims that, oh right, users have peaked again.
Oh yeah?
Apparently, because of the ban of people, I guess. People reacting to that. Coming to Twitter, what's going on?
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I don't
Apparently
know.
we hit another peak.
I don't know that those users are going to interact in the long term. So
Yes.
what this means for the long term health of the platform, I couldn't tell you. I mean, maybe there's a big brain 4D chess playing more and more big news permanently.
That's an interesting one.
Permanent's a big word though. Will they
Yeah,
stay
fair enough.
permanently gone in a year if that settles?
Yeah, but okay, and another thing that I'll bring up about the disability thing is people were saying it was going to be down for a couple of days.
Yeah, which is like clearly ridiculous.
That's the main thing that I was reacting to back then. Is it was at first it was like, oh, it's gonna be down in a couple days, and then they were like, oh, it's gonna be down by the weekend or whatever. I don't remember what that was.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, it's not gonna last until the next weekend.
Well, there was like the lettuce
yeah,
comparison.
the lettuce thing, which no one talks about anymore.
Yeah.
Probably just the lettuce is gross now. Like the goalpost just kept getting moved over and over and over and over again. Okay. Yeah, the nuking Twitter Spaces thing. Okay, this is another one where like I've heard about so much stuff happens on Twitter, and I just hate all of it because I hate Twitter. I haven't. This isn't new.
Yeah,
just
this
in case
is
anyone's
not
like,
new.
I
Not
have,
new take.
I have hated Twitter for years,
Yeah.
way before any of this even started. So this is don't even try to pull that out. But apparently there was a Twitter Spaces going on, and some people started, and he joined it.
No, I think it was one of the banned journalists or something, or suspended ones.
Oh, right, they could still
realized
join Spaces.
They could still join Spaces, but couldn't tweet or something like that.
And he like joined it.
And Elon joined the space, and like,
They asked him some questions, and then he left.
and then disabled the Spaces feature altogether.
Just and then brought it back like the next day or something.
Are we seeing this new level of escalation as a result of him getting booed with Dave Chappelle? Like, because like I gotta tell you guys, as a public figure, if I went out on a stage, was like introduced, and
that sucks for anyone.
and I thought that like I was cool, and I thought that people were gonna think I was pretty cool,
I
and
think pretty much regardless of how big your ego is, if you go up in a public speaking environment in front of probably a ton of people.
I mean, it's a Dave Chappelle live show, so I have to imagine hundreds, if not thousands. I don't know how many
Go over
people.
that many people and they boo you hard, like that's gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Like pretty much whenever you are.
and so I guess the knee-jerk reaction is to try to eliminate criticism.
Wasn't this supposed to be a good quick topic? That is fair.
Okay, left.
It has not been 20 minutes, Hammy 3D. Ben! Turn off Floodplain live chat. Turn it off now.
AJ's like, I don't even know if we can do that.
Are we gonna make this
Just
all?
don't, you know,
Oh, let's hang
I
on
just
to it.
don't get it, right? Because, like,
Time two, we've got one corner to go.
he spent his whole career being criticized. Like, I spent my whole career being criticized. It's not new. It's just that the criticism is ramping up because the things you're doing are awful. So why would you double down and do way more awful stuff?
That's a pretty normal human response.
It's not going to help.
I'm not saying it's a good one. I think it's a pretty normal human
It's not
response.
going to help, though.
Yeah. I don't disagree. We both go and take a drink. We both do the like in a way thing. It's kind of nice we both did that.
Pretty happy with that.
Yeah, some people are talking about like freedom of speech and stuff like that.
What about it?
One
He
of
stands
the-
for nothing.
Yeah,
Oh, me
one
bets.
of the problems with the plane thing is again that is public information. Plane routes, planes with transponders on, you can figure out where they are. Like that's and
And planes need transponders.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah. And now apparently it's
Promote
just,
installing trains. There you go.
apparently it's just on Reddit now. So he Streisand affected the out of it.
Yeah, and like that's what I was
Whoa.
saying. Removing the Twitter account didn't remove the information, it just stopped the Twitter account. All of that is still public. If people really wanted to know, they are going to find it. It's out